Okay, so this has been a whole thing, and I mean I've seen it pretty much like Get Up with Greeny. I know how you feel about him, that type of thing. But basically, the whole thing has been is Josh Allen getting unfair criticism. Is he getting treated unfairly, like poor little baby kind of thing? And I guess by my tone, no, he's not getting unfair criticism. He's getting proper criticism that you get when you're sort of the top 10 quarterbacks. And he's up there being like top 5 quarterback. Guess what? I was like I was like the only people that I could think of that don't get criticism is really Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. Everybody else gets criticism. Like Patrick Mahomes got I was like, now, if he ain't win the Super Bowl, he would be getting criticized with his wild play, being like, I know he's great and all this other stuff, but his wild play don't work. We know that would be, but guess what? He got receipts, he got enough to back it up, he got an MVP, all that other stuff. So guess what? He's not gonna get him. Joe Burrow, basically, this is gonna be 2 out of 4 years, I guess. Well, I mean, I guess you want to count this rookie season or whatever. He's pretty much either beaten the Bills or gone to the Super Bowl or been right there to go to another one. So guess what? He's not gonna get really any criticism. The only criticism he got was basically like, should he or should he not play on his bum calf? That was it. Other than that, and then even then, he went off on a round on a couple of wins. They was already saying that that's the team to beat, and it wasn't even like they were like third in the division. So he doesn't get criticism. Outside of those two, Lamar Jackson gets hella criticism. He still gets criticism today from being a running back that could throw. The offense this year, him throwing the picks a couple times when they were losing games and giving up turnovers, he was getting criticized for it. Um, so I was like Lamar gets it all the time. I was like, until like the last couple of weeks when they like beat the brakes off the Lions and stuff, he was getting criticized. Like he got criticized for a game that wasn't necessarily his fault until he threw that interception to Odell Beckham. I think against the Steelers. He was getting criticized for that for like 2 weeks. They basically criticized him. It was on first take and everything. So I'm like, you can't even come at me with that. I'm like, Dak Prescott, by God, he gets criticized a lot. And I'm over here and I'm like, I like Dak Prescott, but I'm not over here standing on Dak Prescott. But at the same time, I'm like, we talk about Dak Prescott so much that I'm like, at some point, you're going to have to talk about criticism because he got it. I was like, look, every guy that beat to get the 49ers again, like he was getting hella criticized. And the only reason he had it here lately because I was like, they've been playing some bums the last like 3 weeks. So it was like over here, like, oh, good job. And not even good job, but it's sort of been like been more mild. I was like, let his ass give up a stinker to the Philadelphia Eagles. We're gonna be back on him about being like, yo, this Prescott guy, he just can't get it done, and he wants a big contract. Yeah, we gonna be there again. Um, I would even say that Jalen Hurts had his fair share of criticism this year as well. Which I mean, first of all, his first 2 years when he finally got to start, criticism. Well, I mean, well, not his first two, because I was like his second one was when he went to the Super Bowl. But I was like, his first year, criticism. Can he do it? Is he that type of good? Maybe he should draft picks on another quarterback this year. And they don't look explosive like they need to. I was like, if they getting the ball right, I was like, they don't like that, and that's going to be on him a bit too, even though he's been really good. Um, I'm trying to think of it. Any other quarterback we've gone through. Uh, I was like that. I'm thinking of like is that top whatever. I guess you could say Jared Goff because for a lot of this year he sort of was, and now it's just sort of looking like he had like those shaky couple weeks where they like lost or they was like having those close victories like against Chicago and against the Saints that it's just like you put pressure on him, he still revert back. He's still the same guy that was back in the day, that kind of thing. So I'm like, so he's gonna get criticism. As that Russell Wilson, I don't think he's the top 10 quarterback, but I'm just thinking of quarterbacks that we just been talking about this season. I'm like, he been getting criticized as well too. Oh, you can't have him when he lets it cook. It's doing too much cooking. I was like, can him and Sean, do we gonna have to get another quarterback next year? I'm like, and the thing is with Josh Allen, he gets away with a lot of stuff. To be honest, I'm like, it's like the turnover button. I'm like, Yeah, but I'm like, it's the same way with, I was like, and this is what it is with Josh Allen with the turnover. I'm like, guess what? Uh, it's the same way where a running back fumbles a ball. That guess what? They had like, maybe they had like 15, 20 carries. They fumbled it once. Guess what? We were about that one fumble. He sits his ass on the bench if he fumbles sometimes. I was like, a receiver. I was like, they have 5 targets and they don't, and they drop 2 of them. We gonna talk about it. Guess what? If they drop it at an inopportune time, like how Scandy dropped it like a couple weeks ago for the Chiefs, and everybody was like, if he catches that ball, if he catches that ball, and guess what? It was at a crucial time, wasn't it? Guess what Josh Allen does? He throws interceptions, and a lot of times at crucial time. Guess what? That's gonna be talked about all the time because you the one that cost your team, even though you might have been the person that gave your team. We done it to Tyreek Hill too, where it's like Tyreek Hill still had over 100 or something yards, but guess what? Those 2 drops he had basically could be a touchdown against the Eagles. Could have changed the whole game, but guess what? Because he messed up. That's gonna be pointed out. I was like, you ain't no different when you at that top tier level. Hell, I was like, you ain't at that. I was like, even if you're not at that top tier level, we're gonna basically say something. I was like, being criticized of Jordan Love all season. Like, oh man, I don't think he's the guy. Justin Fields, oh, I ain't the guy. And I was like, and I'm like, that's the lower tier. So I'm like, what you're getting at the top tier is really nothing because now you're up there being like, those they're picking on those dudes. I was like, you're at the top near where it's like you need to almost need to be flawless. You don't have to be perfect. We understand that. We understand that the offense got to do a lot with you, even though at the same time we over here talking about all this Herculean thing that he's doing, and it's like, yeah, but if you also just decide to give the ball to a couple of those dudes, it might be okay. Cause I'm like, you can't be over here talking about, oh man, Gabe Davis this, Gabe Davis that, and then also when he doesn't get the ball, he ain't got no weapon. He ain't got Knox. He ain't got Kincaid. He ain't got Diggs. That he was sorry before he got Diggs, and now he got Diggs. Now he looks like a representative quarterback kind of guy. So you can't come out here and be like, did he get unfair criticism? No, he gets the right amount of criticism based on where he is in the league. They praise him enough. It's fine. It's good. His turnover come at an inopportune time. That's what happened. If he throw the pick in the first quarter, but he lead them on a game-winning drive in the fourth quarter, guess what nobody's talking about? That interception. Nobody gives a damn about that interception. But guess what? He can march them down the field and give them the lead. Then the other team go down the field. And guess what? If he throw the interception and it's like 4 minutes to go, we're over here like, damn it, he done did it again. Guess what? You want to know what it's like? It's like Romo. Romo will be spectacular and all these things, but you knew, like, damn, he going to throw us an interception sometime in this game, fourth quarter, something where we going to be like, we lost. Damn it, we got that close or whatever. And I was like, you don't get no bit. I was like, and also I heard when it was like, they were like, the interception is a turnover, what does it matter? And I was like, y'all wasn't saying that when Jameis was over here throwing an interception. It was like, he a bum, get his ass out of here. Now it's like, turnover, they don't mean nothing. What do they mean? And I know that Jameis Winston ain't on the level of Josh Allen. And I know that it's not, I know it's not. It's the same, it is the same thing. It's like, and that's like, it's a, you know what? It's a Gala apple versus a Granny Smith apple. They both apples, but you just might like one that's a little bit different. But everybody was giving hell for Winston having hella interceptions. But when John Allen had hella interceptions, it's like whatever. His talent. And I get it, like his touchdown to interception ratio has been really phenomenal in a way that Jameis is having or whatnot. But I'm also saying that I'm like, yeah, but also with whatever. Well, I was like, but a lot of times I'm like, John Allen's gotten away with a lot of stuff that I think, like, man, he's a quarterback. So I'm like, his criticism is proper. He's fine. Josh Allen is a good. I was like, you know what? He's a great quarterback. I was gonna say good or great. And I was like, no, that's like Brock Purdy, Geno Smith era. I was like, no, he's a great quarterback. He's a big style, do it all, put on your back type of quarterback that you can put the whole offense on. And guess what? That's going to happen. He's going to throw interceptions. But also with that, you have to know the time. And guess what? I was like, Brett Favre. He was great, and he would throw timely interception, and then guess what? Sometimes you got to undo him. Sometimes you got to undo him if you want to create mistakes. That's just how it goes. Anyway, that's all I got on this one. What do you think? Is Josh Allen getting unfair criticism? Has it been too much? Or you think it's a fair amount? Or you think it's not enough? Let me know. You like this video? I appreciate it. Thanks. If not, maybe next time. But until then, I will see you another time.